In order to get a better idea of what our peers think of browsers, social media, and other web services tracking personal and private data, we decided to send out a survey to students between the ages of 18 and 22. This survey included 5 questions regarding the way that individuals perceived big data. The first question was, do you think that your internet browser, such as Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, or Safari, keeps track of personal data? 64.9% of all respondents believe that their preferred browser tracks and stores information and data about the individual user. The next question was, how often do you see advertisements on social media feeds? 74.3% of those polled responded that they see advertisements extremely often. This makes sense because advertisements are how social media companies make money, so of course there are lots of them. However, the number of ads that the respondents considered to be targeted ads are very high. When questioned, an overwhelming 45 out of 74 respondents feel as if the things that they search for are definitely the things that they get advertisements for. Respondents were ambiguous when asked if advertisements are disruptive. Less than 1/3 consider them to be very disruptive, and one of the respondents went so far as to say that advertisements are not very disruptive at all. Regardless of whether or not the survey respondents found advertisements to be disruptive to their use of social media, almost 80% of them responded by saying that advertisements are relevant to their personal lives. This data shows us that not only do trends show that people recognize their advertisements are targeted to their specific and individual demographic, but that they are not too concerned about it. Consumerism culture is in every part of our lives, it seems, and for the most part, people in our age group are okay with that.
My name is Jajuan Jackson. I am a 20-year-old black male currently in college. I'm also a member of a fraternity and an avid content creator. During the project, I got really into music production and videography. Me talking about these subjects all of a sudden changed how my ads looked on my social media. The social media I use on a daily basis are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I use Twitter the most, and I have an ad blocker on YouTube when I use it. The advertisement I saw when I first started this project were fashion brands like Gucci, sports teams like the Mariners, and other brands like Converse, Shells, Netflix, and Grammarly, and more. I noticed that Instagram had ads really tailored to clothing and accessories. I think this is because I follow a lot of creative directors who have close ties to the fashion industry. I also tend to talk about fashion and other clothes with my friends on a daily basis. I think Instagram has picked up on those trends. Since I picked up music production and videography as a hobby, I started to talk a lot about it with my peers. I also started to look for equipment to help me with my newfound hobbies. My new hobbies changed the ads that I saw on social media. The change in my ads I saw mostly were from Instagram. Instagram started to show me ads of items I was looking for on Amazon on my laptop. In conclusion, I do believe that social media does listen and track what we do and say to tailor ads to us. I do not think this is right, nor should it be legal. To me, this is a little invasion of privacy. Hopefully, in the future, we can find a solution where social media can tailor ads to us, but not invade our privacy by listening to what we do.
Big data companies get your information as you consistently browse the internet. They're able to obtain things like your IP address, the type of browser you're using, how much battery left is on your device, even what plugins you have, which can include every advertiser's worst nightmare, ad block. It can see apps you've connected with on your internet, cookies, all the way to your Google searches, Facebook check-ins, and even shared posts. Behavioral data is gathered from your online behavior across all electronic devices. It tracks sites you visit, apps you've downloaded, or games you've played. It provides information to advertisers that static data cannot. A term you're probably familiar with, cookies, or HTTP cookies, is the message given to a browser from a website server which identifies your IP address, customizes web pages, and is what allows you to save your login information or leave items in a shopping cart. Big data companies can now get data that sends targeted advertisements your way because your internet providers have the legal right to connect your internet usage data and sell this to data companies and advertisers. Like companies like AdRoll, whose motto is "Dare to grow your business with AdRoll," are an example of companies that gather your data and use it to retarget. Targeted advertising is a form of online advertising that stems from the gathering of good, solid internet data by big data companies. There are 4 different common types of targeted advertising: contextual, social media advertising, geo-targeting, and retargeting. Contextual targeting comes from your online behavior, like what you search on Google and websites that you visit. Data from these things is gathered and used as an indicator to show you ads that may relate to websites you viewed. Social media targeting can stem from many different things depending on the app. Commonly, it shows you ads based on your age, gender, likes, or based off what your most commonly interactive friends also like. Retargeting is the reason that you see ads for things you've already looked at, like clothes, services, or other things. This is the technology behind seeing ads for a website you've already been on and is a common source of big data using your cookies to show you advertisements for things you've already seen. These 3 are the most important to our topic, but geotargeting simply shows you ads based on what's closest to your location gained through your IP address by big data companies. So the question of if your phone is actually listening to you has a yes and no answer. Most often, your phone may actually be listening to ultrasound cues in the backgrounds of some apps you install. Many places you download apps from, like the App Store and Google Play Store, require those submitting their apps to fully disclose their privacy policies and coding in the apps, which is usually the scapegoat route companies use for why your phone could not be listening to you. Silverpush is a program created in India and is commonly known for tracking phone users covertly using high-frequency sounds embedded into TV commercials or store music, which the app can then pick up on and get a plethora of data information like your location. Commonly, apps don't disclose the tracking capabilities of their apps and privacy policies, and a 2017 study showed that over 234 app users on the Android store have been known to use Silverpush's public software development kit, which has been accused of listening in the background for indicators that show marketers when a phone user is viewing a certain TV commercial or other type of targeted sound. The apps run in the background and can hear frequencies from 10 kHz to 20 kHz, a range of noise most humans can't hear, but your phone microphone at home can pick up on. So if you're in a store and commercials are playing, it may show you ads near the store or for services offered in that store. So, while there's some proof or at least theories that your phone has listened to you, it may not be in the direct sense of saying something and your phone displaying ads about this. Though there is proof of this sort of thing happening scattered across the internet, it hasn't been proven as far as the secret frequencies that software developers can pick up on in the background of your apps. So if your phone isn't directly listening to you, why are you seeing ads for things you've already looked at or maybe even talked about? One word: retargeting or remarketing is a form of online targeted advertising that helps companies reach the 98% of site visitors who may not be convinced to shop on or comment on the first visit. Here's how it works. Site-based retargeting uses cookies. When you visit a website, a few lines of code provided by a retargeting software drops an anonymous cookie into your browser and stores your information from that site visit, though it claims not to store personal identification information. When you leave the site without purchasing something, you will start to see ads all over the internet for items you viewed and left in shopping carts. Personally, as someone who likes to online shop, I find myself being retargeted often and most frequently on my social media accounts. Ads will little my Facebook and Instagram feeds for products I've viewed or products related to things I've viewed but not purchased. It's a common and evolving form of marketing in the age of big data and digital media that takes seconds to log and appears for days after you leave a website.